Okay, we're back on the record in clause number 326, 144, the state of Texas versus Nicholas Jamal Lewis. Now, Mr. Lewis, the court gave you some bond conditions, the standard bond conditions. In this case, the court read to you condition number 1, condition number 2, and the court will reread condition number 3. Now, did you understand condition number 1?
Yes, sir.
And did you understand condition number 2?
Yes, sir.
All right, now condition number 3, the defendant shall not communicate either directly or indirectly with the alleged victim of the pending offense, and the defendant shall not go near any residence, school, or other location frequented by the alleged victim, Jonathan Richard or Jonathan Richard. Do you understand that condition?
Yes, sir.
Now, condition number 4 does not apply because it only applies in DWI cases. Your case is an assault case, so that doesn't apply. Now, Mr. Lewis, you qualify for the appointment of a court-appointed attorney, and your attorney in this case is going to be Mr. Charles McIntosh. He's the next one on the list. And so stand over there on the X in front of the court coordinator. She'll give you the information you need on contacting your attorney. And Mr. Lewis, once you finish in here, you'll be free to go, and you have a blessed day.
Yes, sir.
Vera Keisha Hickman. You're in the document? The clerk?
No, sir. Oh.
We're going to record in clause number 328676, the case of style of the state of Texas versus Vera Keisha Monique Hickman. Is that your full name?
Yes, sir.
Ms. Hickman, would you please raise your right hand? Ms. Hickman, do you swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, I do.
Ms. Hickman, you may put your hand down. How are you doing, Ms. Hickman?
I'm okay.
That's good.
You doing all right today?
Yeah, I'm doing fine. Now, Ms. Hickman, I have before me an information that alleges on or about November 7th of 2020, while you in Jefferson County, Texas, operating a motor vehicle in a public place, that you committed the Class B misdemeanor offense of driving while intoxicated. You understand what you've been charged with?
GWI?
Yes, well, it's driving while intoxicated, also referred to as a DWI. Do you understand what you've been charged with? You have to speak up. She's taking a record. And to discharge, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
I plead no contest.
Now, you pleading no contest freely and voluntarily,
Freely.
and feel it freely and voluntarily? Is anybody forcing you to plead no contest? So you're doing it of your own free will, and you're voluntarily doing it. Is that correct?
Yes.
Now, and you pleaded no contest because you do not wish to fight or contest the charges. Is that correct?
Correct.
Now, Ms. Hickman, I have before me a document. Well, I have several documents. The first document, Ms. Hickman, is a judge's explanation of rights to defendants without an attorney. Do you recognize this document?
Yes.
And is that your signature at the bottom of this document?
Yes.
And are these your initials on the bottom line,
Yes.
which reads, I want to waive my right to an attorney and represent myself? And is that your desire?
Yes.
And I also have another document before me. Do you recognize this document? This document is titled Waiver of Counsel for Purposes of Entering a Guilty Plea are proceeding to trial. Do you recognize this document?
Yes.
And is that your signature on this document?
Yes.
Now, also, I have before me another document. This document is titled the misdemeanor plea admonishment, and this document is also referred to as State's Exhibit Number 1. Do you recognize this document?
Yes.
And on page 2 of the same document, Ms. Hickman, there are 2 sets of initials at the bottom of this document. Are these your initials?
Yes.
The first set of initials is on a line that says nola contingere, which means no contest.
Yes.
And you place your initials on this line, is that correct?
Yes.
The second set of initials is below the paragraph that is titled Discovery Admonishment, and it's on a line that reads, I do not request discovery of the evidence. I waive my right to request discovery in this case and choose to enter a plea of guilty or no contest. And are these your initials?
Yes.
And on the third page of this document, there's a signature above the line that says defendant. Is that your signature?
Yes.
And on the next document, which is titled the trial court certification of defendant's right of appeal, do you recognize this document?
Yes.
And is that your signature down here on this document?
Yes.
There are 2 boxes that's checked at the top of this document. The first box states that this is a plea bargain case and you have no right of appeal. Do you understand that?
Yes.
The second box states that you're waiving, which means you're giving up your right to an appeal. Do you understand that?
Yes.
Now, Ms. Hickman, prior to signing and initialing all of these documents, did you have an opportunity to review the documents?
Yes.
And did you review the documents?
Yes.
And did you understand what you reviewed?
Yes.
And is everything in these documents true and correct to the best of your knowledge?
Yes.
State, I have before me State's Exhibit Number 1. State, you like to offer State's 1?
Yes, Your Honor, and I'd also like to offer State's Exhibit Number 2, that's the probable cause affidavit for this case.
Ms. Hickman, the state is offering State's Exhibits Number 1 and State's Exhibit Number 2 to be used as evidence against you in this case. State's Exhibit Number 1 is the document that have your initials on page 2 and your signature on page 3. Now, State's Exhibit Number 2 is the probable cause affidavit. We commonly refer to it as the police report. The state would like to use these documents as evidence against you in your case. Is it all right for the state to use these documents as evidence in your case?
Yes.
Okay, no objections. State's Exhibit Number 1 and State's Exhibit Number 2 will be admitted. Ms. Hickman, is there any evidence that you are currently mentally incompetent to stand trial?
I'm not understanding.
Are you mentally incompetent? Meaning, do you have a mental illness that prevents you from understanding what is going on in this case and what you're charged with? Do you have a mental?
I understand completely.
Okay, so you are mentally competent to stand trial. You have to speak up.
Yes.
Okay, Ms. Hickman, I will accept your plea of no contest. I will find that you are mentally competent to stand trial. I will also find that your plea of no contest and waivers were freely and voluntarily given. I will also find that there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. Hey, do we have a plea bargain agreement?
Yes, Your Honor, it's for 1 year deferred probation, a $500 fine, 100 hours community service, the DWI education program, and the drug and alcohol assessment.
Okay, hold on a minute. You say 1 year deferred?
Yes, Your Honor.
Hold on a minute. Let me get the code. Hold on a minute.
Okay.
Okay, we're back on the record in cause number 328676, State of Texas versus Verakesha Monique Hickman. Ms. Hickman previously or earlier pled no contest to the Class B misdemeanor offense of driving while intoxicated. Now, Ms. Ramos, what was the plea bargain agreement?
Yes, Your Honor, it was for 1 year deferred probation, a $500 fine, 100 hours community service, the DWI education course, and a drug and alcohol assessment.
Okay, now, Ms. Ramos, I was looking at the facts of the case.
Yes, Your Honor.
There's a couple of things that kind of popped out. The rate of speed. I see that well, she consented and she provided a specimen. Okay, it wasn't that high. But my concern, I mean,
No, I'm sorry, go ahead, Your Honor.
I was just saying, my concern is well, my concern is with the facts of the case, basically.
And Your Honor, I reviewed the facts of the case, and this defendant doesn't have much of a history, and she doesn't qualify for our pretrial diversion program based on limited history that she does have, but she would qualify for deferred, and I thought that this might be one that might be a good candidate for deferred in this case.
Okay, let me, what I'm gonna do at this time, I'm not going to, I'm not gonna go along with the plea bargain agreement at this time. I just need to do a little bit more, look at it a little bit harder. And so what I'm gonna do, I'm not gonna follow the plea bargain agreement, and we'll just reset the case. Okay? We'll reset it for 30 days, and then we'll come back and I'll let you know what the court is gonna do.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, so we're gonna, at this time, I'm not gonna follow the plea bargain agreement, but I will reset the case 30 days and we're gonna come back, and then I just need to do a little bit more, I'm gonna look into this matter a little bit more, a little further, okay?
Okay, can I say something? Just something real quick. I heard you talk about my driver's license at the time.
No, I said I was looking at the speed. I mean, I was looking at the facts of the case. I didn't say anything about your driver's license. Okay, so just stand over there. Your case is gonna reset it for 30 days.
You putting it back on our regular docket?
They're gonna put it on another docket, an announcement.
An announcement.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
Judge,
And
can you ask, Ashley, I just noticed it was the first one that I had typed that, the interlock is automatic on deferred. Is that right? Because it was already
We're back on the record in the court's arraignment docket, which was scheduled at 9 a.m. on today's date of April the 6th of 2021. We on the record in cause number 321832. The case is styled the state of Texas versus Haley Nicole Gillott. Ms. Gillott's name was called at or about 9 a.m. by the court's bailiff. She did not answer. The court has been in session since 9 a.m. The time, and she has not appeared. The time now is 11:40 a.m. on today's date.
Your Honor,
Yes.
I'm sorry to interrupt. On my docket sheet, it shows that she's currently in custody with the Jefferson County Jail.
Okay. Haley Gillett, that's the first person. Okay, thank you. So she's in custody, so that bond forfeiture will not be forfeiting the bond. Okay, we're on the record in cause number 323052, the state of Texas versus Shaquela Latrice Mitchell. Ms. Mitchell was required to be in court for the court's arraignment docket on today's date at 9 a.m. Ms. Mitchell's name was called at or about 9 a.m. by the court's bailiff. She did not answer. The court has been in session since 9 a.m. and Ms. Mitchell has not appeared. The time now is 11:41 a.m. on today's date. Mr. Bailiff, would you please call the name of Shaquela Mitchell?
Shaquela Mitchell. Shaquela Mitchell. Where's Bob?
Shaquela Mitchell was again called by the court's bailiff. She did not answer. A reasonable time has passed to give Ms. Mitchell an opportunity to appear in court. Therefore, her bond will be forfeited. A warrant will be issued for arrest. State, you have any objections?
No, Your Honor.
Okay, no objections. Ms. Shaquela Mitchell in cause number 323052. Bond will be forfeited and a warrant shall be issued for arrest. We on the record in cause number 324050, state of Texas versus Brianna Marie King. Ms. Brianna King was scheduled to be in court this morning at 9 a.m. Her name was called at or about 9 a.m. by the court's bailiff. She did not answer. She has not appeared in court since the court's been in session since 9 a.m. The time now is 11:42 a.m. on today's date, and she has not appeared in session since we've been here. Mr. Bailiff, would you please call the name of Brianna King?
Brianna King. Brianna King. Where's Bob?
Brianna King, name was just called by the court's bailiff again. She has not answered. Therefore, in clause number 324050, but her bond shall be forfeited and a warrant shall be issued for arrest. State, you have any objections?
No, Your Honor.
Okay, no objections. Brianna King in clause number 324050, bond will be forfeited and warrant shall be issued for her arrest. And the court has checked the rest of his docket. And therefore, this will conclude the calling of the court's arraignment docket on today's date of April 4th of 2021.